For decades, pioneering black artists had steadily built on each other's work to develop an exciting new musical form for white people to pass off as their own. Why do people say Elvis Presley appropriated white music?
They don't say that. What they do say is that he appropriated black music. He was a white man that sang music of black origin.
Did he have to apologise on social media?
No, because there was no social media then.
Why doesn't Elvis apologise now?
Because Elvis is dead.
So he's appropriated dead people's lifestyles now? What a fucking thief. Elvis was so dangerously explosive, he was requisitioned by the US Army for military use. And little wonder, considering what was going on. Both Russia and America were building up huge stockpiles of nuclear weapons, enough to destroy the entire planet several times over, in case they missed the first time. It seemed the planet was headed for World War III, and in the early 60s it teetered up to the edge of the brink of the precipice and gazed straight into an abyss of no return.
Crisis. The word suddenly springs alive, ominously, in the newspapers across America.
In the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was more dangerous, the cubes or the missiles?
You're thinking of the Cuban Missile Crisis, which refers to Cuba, which is a country off the coast of the United States near Florida.
Isn't a cube a terrible shape for a missile? It'd be more like a brick. In 1959, there had been a communist revolution in Cuba. A man called Fidel Castro rose to power and immediately made friends with Russia. Then in 1962, America discovered the Soviets were going to use Cuba as a base for nuclear missiles, and those missiles could make it to Florida in just 20 minutes, if the wind was fair, and they could find somewhere to park. American President and pin-up John F. Kennedy demanded the Russians remove the missiles, otherwise war was inevitable, or worse still, possible. For 6 days the world held its breath, meaning it might die from asphyxiation before the bombs even went off. In the end, Soviet Emperor Nikita Khrushchev backed down like a shameful fucking chicken, and his missiles went home with their tails between their legs. Kennedy was victorious. John F. Kennedy won the Cuban Missile Crisis. Why did he shoot himself afterwards?
Well, he didn't. He negotiated a settlement to the Cuban Missile Crisis with the Soviet leader, Nikita Khrushchev. And then after that, he ended up being assassinated in Dallas, Texas in 1963, unfortunately, but he didn't fire the bullet.
Right. It's ironic that he was so concerned about Cuban missiles when it was a gun in Texas he should have been worried about. I bet he was kicking himself after he was shot.